Dari, hello. It is the end of May 2026. I'm here in the study and today we are talking about Apple. I think I've titled this video Think Difficult. So my point about for this video is that Apple have for decades made it difficult for people to maintain and upgrade their computers. In 2026 they've really got it down to an art, such that every single component of an Apple computer is pretty much not really replaceable or upgradable or fixable by anyone except an Apple qualified technician. There's no scope to do things yourself. So here, this is an example of a beautiful product. It's physically beautiful, physically very tough. It's an Apple MacBook Air. There are no fans. But there's also it's very difficult to get into because, of course, Apple has for years had these non-industry standard pentalobe screws, which you would need a special screwdriver to even start to undo. And here is my latest purchase. So I'm thrilled actually that I've now got another. I've had one of these before. This is a 2013 Apple Mac Pro computer. I say thrilled. This again is a computer that's let's say 13 years old, and it's from the day when Apple computers were partially upgradable. But I just wanted to show you, the whole point of this video is that I'm going to open this here. I mean, in many ways this is a very modular computer. So there's the trash can shell has been taken off. By the way, we're in the middle of a heat wave, so I've just been cycling. I'm a bit stinky and sweaty, but you'll have to bear with that. And here we have the SSD. So, on the plus side, it does have a removable SSD. But guess what? It's got a proprietary Apple interface. Now, sometimes Apple has proprietary interfaces because they are, quote, better. On the latest MacBook series, the CPU and memory are sort of together, sort of sandwiched together on the chip. They're actually discrete, but I think the official term would be system on a chip. So you've got a CPU and you've got some memory, which is physically in one sort of package, and that's really called a system on a chip. Whereas most computers have a CPU and memory separate. And in fact, there's a new standard which will be in the latest non-Apple laptops called LPCAM memory, and that solves a lot of the bandwidth constraints that DDR memory has used. But of course Apple doesn't want to do that. They want to have their own special system. But here we have a disk, going back to our lovely Mac Pro, we have a disk. So Apple would argue, for example, that their current CPUs are done that way because let's say that there may be some marginal improvement of efficiency over LPCAM memory. But here we have an example of a disk. And guess what? It's almost exactly the same as an NVMe 2 drive. But it's not quite the same. On purpose, they have made this connector different. And so on eBay, I'm very proud to say that somebody now manufactures a converter plug. And this is purely a passive plug as far as I understand. I've had one of these before, so I know these kind of things work, where you plug in your M.2 at the top, and at the bottom is the Apple proprietary connector. So this is a this is a simple example of Apple's, you can call it bloody-mindedness or call it what you will, stubbornness, where they could have used the industry standard design, but they thought, no, let's make our own NVMe drive and make it totally incompatible with everyone else. It's got the same pinouts, and this is why this connector works. So that's it. Apple, simply difficult. Difficult in 2013, difficult in the year 2000, and very difficult in the year 2026. Thanks for watching.